Hi Scrubs, I hope you're well. So we're back on pre-pod, which is the test version of Howrse. So this is not the live version. This is where new promos and features get tested out before they're added to the live game. And we're going to be looking at the Thanksgiving cards, which I expect to come up after the pinatas, which are currently on the live version. So collect prize cards, complete the puzzles by getting Thanksgiving cards, and win a lot of surprises. So how do you win cards? When you connect for the first time each day, you get 2 cards. When taking part with one of your horses in a ride, you get 1 card per day. And for winning a competition with your horse, you get a card per day. And then you can get them in the flash sales, and by trading your duplicate cards for equals once per day. And then you can purchase them with your passes as well. Watch out for joker cards. They'll help you get the card of your choice among those from the same level only. So then we've got the jackpots. You can win the divine horse Ruaumoko. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. By completing all 7 puzzles. And there also is the Chimera tiger horse as well. As one of the jackpots. And then with the golden horseshoes, earn golden horseshoes for the event trophy by activating 3, 13, 33 and 63 different cards, and collect at least 2 golden horseshoes to take part in the prize draw, which will take place at the end of the event to try and win the divine horse. So this is kind of like this one that we had. I really like the design of this, but it gets better. It gives you a metal element, right? The metal element is such a hard element to get whenever you're just using 5th elements. So I never expected them to do this. I genuinely didn't. And I kind of like it, but I also kind of don't like it. And I partially don't like it because it's going to devalue, I think, slightly metal element coats. Because it's going to introduce more of them more consistently, because this is not a chance thing. So in that way, I'm kind of like, oh, the price of metal coats is going to drop. But then it's kind of easier to get them. So I kind of feel 2 ways about this. I'm kind of like, oh, I like this. And then I'm also kind of like, oh, but it's going to affect the value of them. And I know a lot of people that have a few of them are going to know that. They're exceptionally hard to get a hold of. But the reason is this, the fact that it's +8 on every bonus. And if you're not familiar with this, just to kind of give you a comparison. So this was the horse that I really kind of wanted to get during the try-on games, and then the end decided not to go with it. You can see here, so the other element, you only get a +8 on 1 skill compared to this, which gives it on all of them. So this is why it's such a big thing, especially with the Grand Prix. I feel like this divine could have quite an impact in that regard because of what it's giving you. Obviously, you do need to observe the 3 turtle nests per day and find out if you have any baby turtles. 1 will give you 5 mana, 2 will give you 20, and 3 will give you 80. And it does take you to get to 3,000 mana in order to get that. Now, because I haven't ever got one of these before, like this, for example, is just 800 in comparison to this. It's going to take you exceptionally much longer to get there, so I feel like they've done that to kind of maybe balance this out a little bit. But it is going to depend on how many people kind of go for this, because if a lot of people go for this, you could have times where a lot of metal coats will drop, you know, into the sales, because people will kind of be finishing them around the same time, or, you know, roughly. I'm not saying they're all going to be like that, so I'm kind of feeling mixed about this. So this horse cannot be sold, and you can increase his skills by using your passes. So I like the design. I love that it actually has a very useful item. Don't know how long it's going to take. Maybe some of you guys that already have, let's say, this one can give me a rough idea, or if maybe if you have one of the other ones that is for collecting the turtles, one of the other Mary horses, you can give me a rough idea of how long you estimate that might take, because I'm curious about this. So let's try this now if we play. So we've got a couple of cards here to activate. Okay, so let's activate those. Now, I would really like this divine, genuinely, on my main account, but the one problem I have is that I have mixed results with the cards in the past. It's okay, by taking part in the event you've won. Okay, so we've got our first golden horseshoe. Because I've had mixed results in the past, like anybody that is familiar with my channel, has been watching quite a long time, will remember the Tormenta cards. That was traumatic, to say the least, because I think that was the last time I ever completed the cards on a live version with passes. So I kind of feel like, oh, this could be interesting. So let's have a look. We can get a bonus pack, a full from a randomly selected breed, a Poseidon's pack, Horn of Plenty, a golden apple, a Titan's challenge, and a Themesis scale. I want to see what this has. So we're going to use the passes on the test version here if we can get more cards. So I'm just going to kind of go for this here. Let's go with that. Actually, maybe that's a bit much. Let's try 20 passes. Well, not 20 passes, but kind of in that region now that the price has gone up, because this would have been 19 passes, it's now. Because obviously with the pass changes, make sure you watch that video in case you're like, what the heck is going on? So let's do this and see what we get, because obviously it's going to have a couple of cards. I always kind of enjoy these because it's kind of like you don't know what you're going to get. I think that's why it's such a good mechanic in terms that it is very gambly though, but I think that's why it's kind of an addicting event for a lot of people. I've always kind of liked the cards, and I think a lot of people like the cards in that respect. So I guess we're going to see. We're going to try and complete this in one go. I'm going to just talk a little bit actually about the pinatas. I know this video isn't about the pinatas, but I didn't do a video on the pinatas, and some of you guys are probably like, why didn't you? And it was partially because I had not really got internet that was being consistent. My internet kept turning off, and I was waiting on getting it fixed properly. There's another one we didn't need again. Hate getting duplicates, it annoys me, unless they're like good duplicates. But also the fact that the pinatas, nothing had really changed with the pinatas, and I was like, they'd usually just change the art with that particular one, so there wasn't really anything extremely interesting. Although I did like the look of the Divine, but I genuinely right now cannot remember what the Divine does. But I have no intention of finishing the pinatas on my main account at all, so I'm not too worried at the moment. But if I could like actually genuinely nearly finish this card promo, this particular one, when it goes on the live version, I'd kind of be really happy. So if you use the flash sales for this, get these cards in flash sales to increase the meter, fill up the meter to unlock private sales for rarer and rarer jokers. So basically if you're buying, they will hopefully increase the amount. We're just going to buy a silver card out of the direct, and then in terms of bidding, we'll just bid on one of these, one of the gold cards. So you can see here winning for a private sale, and then the number that are available, and then you also can get the Divine this Swiss. So obviously if you have a lot of Equus and you really want the Divine, you can try and completely bypass it and just bid for it here. You can win a maximum of 1 gift per day for each type of sale. In auction sales, every time a player places a bid during the last 30 seconds, the time left before the end of the sale is reset to 30 seconds. And then after winning an auction, the lot is credited just a few minutes later. So this is this new change that I mentioned in the video that I did about the changing horse economy, if you haven't watched that. So yeah, you can win a maximum of 1 gift per day from each type of sale, so that means you can get one from this one, and you can also get one from this one. Okay, so we finally have won the Divine from the card promo itself. I just realized what that hidden card was, and I don't know why I didn't click earlier whenever I was looking at the details, but that's for the Wild Chimera horse. I'm not really interested in the Wild Chimera horse. This will be another one of those cards I don't really want to collect, to be honest. So we've completed all 7 puzzles to win the Divine, and we have got all of the items, obviously, because we've done that, and then we've got all the gift cards down below. So I'm going to tell you now how much duplication that we had. So in total I had 549 cards. I didn't activate all of them because I realized once I'd finished, obviously, that those were going to be duplicates. 63 of those cards were the actual cards themselves, so that included the puzzle ones and also the item ones. So that left 486 duplicates. This is not the way to complete this promo. You know, don't rely on using the card packs to do this. Use your dailies. Do all of your dailies. Use the direct sales every single day. Those flash sales that are there, you need to use those if you're planning on completing this promo. And only use the card packs closer to the end of the promo, because usually they release the card packs usually twice during each promo. Once sort of in the middle, and then again before it finishes. So that would be my advice, because it is a very expensive promo otherwise. Obviously you can see my passes on the test server have dramatically gone down since the start of the video. So I like the Divine, and I kind of have mixed feelings about the item, but I still kind of like it because there's a couple of trophy coats that like a metal element unicorn I haven't got, and maybe this would make that possible. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. I am wondering how it's going to affect the sales of metal element horses. Obviously, it is going to depend greatly on how long it takes to get that 3000 mana, as far as I can remember. Some of you guys may know because you might have some of the Moari horses already. But yeah, I think that's a lot of duplicates, and I don't want to activate them all. As you can see, I can't be bothered. Like, obviously, if this was a real server, definitely activate all of your duplicates, because you can still get lots of nice gift cards, you know, and some items here, obviously. If I did activate that, that would be a lot better. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this promo. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you had a lovely day. Bye, guys!